Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel once again. I'm working on this Yamaha. We talked last time and I showed you guys how to do the windshield. Took it for a ride, been riding it for the past few days, and I come to realize it does not have a cell phone charger or a USB port. It does have a cigarette lighter, if you see here, but I don't like. I do have the cigarette lighter USB charging option for my car. I could just put it in here, but at the same time what I see is that there is an additional spot that they have. Let me show you guys from the other side. So this is available. So what my plan is, I'm gonna just if you take this one out, this rubber piece comes off, and this is the spot where we're going to fit this here. About $10 on Amazon, and it has its fast charger. It has on and off switch, USB-C and USB-A type charging. It has a little cover here on top, kind of locks in really nice, so it does look like it's gonna be waterproof. So it came with this little piece of wire. It has a inline 10 amp I guess fuse. It connects directly to the battery, and on the other side we've got some spade connectors that goes in the back here. However, for our application here, I know right underneath behind this cover here we have two accessory ports that comes in the stock 2015. So what my plan is right now, take this windshield off. Once this comes off, we take this plastic piece off and this one here off, and right behind this dashboard basically there should be those connectors tucked in, and I think those are the male type. This is the female connector that I bought from Amazon that will go with it. So my plan is to just not use the one that came with this charging USB charging port. Instead of that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some heat shrinks here, and this should be enough length to kind of find out in that connector and be able to use it. And this actually is a good fit. I did a dry run on this one here, just kind of, it will take a little bit of strength, but this shouldn't be too difficult to kind of push it in that place. And yeah, so this is what I'm planning to do for today. Let's see how that goes and I'll get started. Now what we need to do is, if you have the stock windshield, you would just need the screwdrivers to kind of get the stock windshield off, and this plastic piece comes off very easy. They have just some push pins. All you do is just push here and you will be able to take this one off. So that's what we need to do. On the other side, once this comes out, we will see where the cables are. For me, I would need the 10 mm wrench to kind of hold it on this side, and 4 mm Allen key to take this one off. So let me go ahead, grab those tools, and we'll get started. It shouldn't take more than 5-10 minutes, and I will also go ahead and solder this wire here and put some heat shrink on it. So I'll be right back with some prep work, and we will get after finding that port and connecting this. So we got the soldering done. It looks pretty good to me. I don't think we will have any connectivity issues. It doesn't focus, but, and we're gonna put a heat shrink on it, so should be okay. All right, let's go ahead, pull those heat shrinks and get this all done. Looks pretty good to me. It's all tight. We're gonna put one more on top of these two. All right, so this is how it looks. I'm pretty confident this is good, not going anywhere, and we should be okay. I also put one here, keep the wires kind of tucked in. This should be good enough. let's go ahead get this installed. All right, so we've got the windshield off. This is the last piece of plastic that we need to remove, and it's pretty easy. As I said, you take this, push this one in. So this is one, then here is second, third, and then got the fourth and the fifth one. And once that is done, this kind of straight up comes out. So let's pull these, all 5 of them. Don't lose it, we will be using the same when we put it back. All right, all 5 of those. Let's put this on the side here, and then this piece comes off. Just kind of wiggle it. Just be careful, it's all made of plastic, flexible, but still there's a chance you will break it, so don't use a lot of strength. All right, so this is what I was talking about. If you see here, I think, let me focus. So these 2 are the available ports. We're going to pull that out and use our connector, see how that goes. And before we do that, let's pop this out and try to fish this thing here. So we're going to keep the ring, this goes on the back, so keep the ring, fish this here, and let's align it. Yep, let me go ahead, push this. I need 2 hands for this. I will put this one in here. This wire, as I said, it's just enough for me to kind of push it in right there like that. Let me go ahead and get this taken care. Right, so it fits really well, looks like it's made for it. Now the only concern I have is this thing here. It might kind of get in the way with that plastic housing that goes on top, but I'll see. This is how it looks. I use a big plier to make sure it's really tight in there. And then the cable I couldn't reach earlier, but there is a zip tie here. You can just pull it, and I did that. It sits on that little hole, but other than that, I'm gonna push this back in there. But right now it looks like it's much more accessible now if I pull it from this side like that. Let me take this rubber out, and this is one of these we're gonna use. So as I said, let's go ahead, and all you need to do is really just, so it's hard with one hand, but yeah, so here's the clip. We're gonna push this clip, get this cap out, and we will use that to go in here. All right, so we got this covered. Now one thing I wanted to show you, so the connector works, but the polarity is reversed. So this, putting it in here, it's perfectly fine, but if you see, the black on these connectors lines with the brown, which is positive, and red is lining up with the black, which is negative. So I realized that after the fact, and that's why I thought I had a perfect setup, but it is what it is. I had to cut it and then reverse, basically red going into black here, which is negative, and this black coming in into positive for this thing here, and now this lines up, so black lining up with the brown. So let me go ahead and push this. Now the other thing is the connector itself, though, it's a perfect fit and no complaints there. Let me see if I can push it with the one hand. I guess I can't. Let me do it. So I was able to push it in. It clicks right in place, right fit, except it's kind of bummer that's reversed. But anyway, so let's go ahead. If I show you this here, nothing, because this is the accessory connected to the relay. Let's turn this on, and now we go in here. So this is the power. It does light up. It shows the voltage 12.6 and works. Actually looks really good. It's telling the battery voltage as well, which is right. I actually checked earlier when I was checking the polarity, so it is exact number. Turn it off. Let's see if it charges my phone. So I'm gonna go ahead, try this. And I do see my phone charging. Looks like it's a success, and this does the job. Now the only thing is, I'm not gonna put the, so you can actually turn on and off just pressing here. It's pretty cool. I like it. So I'm not gonna, this all works. It's all set. I'm gonna tuck it in and all that. I'm not gonna put the windshield just yet. I need a little, some electrical tape to kind of wrap this, and then I will put the windshield in this. I'll see if I can record the rest of the process. I will attach to this video. If not, then I think this is all. I mean, putting it all back together is not gonna be too difficult, but let me see. I'll try to record the other part and we'll end it. But yeah, this looks really good, fits well. Just one thing, if you see here, this cut here is a little too tight, and some of those places I actually, when I was pushing, it destroyed the thread. The other thing, that this portion here, the nut that holds this thing's place, keep this one here, because pushing it, once I pushed this all in and I was trying to put this nut here, it got stuck right at this area. It didn't go past that, so I had to push it out, keep the nut here, pull this, push this from the other side, and then just kind of rotate and tighten it. This is actually very nicely tucked in. Wires look good, except this little issue. I wish I had checked it. And the connectors are really good. They are made for this. So if you see, it's a solid connection. I have one more accessories point here. There is always two, so something to keep in mind. Once it's done, I'm gonna push it back in, and this little pin here that I pushed from that hole there goes back in, and everything is gonna be in place. All right, I'll try to record the remaining part, at least getting the plastic piece back in, and we will connect the two videos and I'll load it up. But yeah, this looks good. So you can turn it off, press here, turn it on, and you have the voltage. I like it. I think this will work. We don't have to use this, and this looks clean from the other side as well. All right, so I did find time to get this last part recorded. So this was the plastic piece we took. Everything is tucked in. I did put some heat shrink. Again, remember, right, so this, the connector positive coming out of the terminal here is actually negative. It's tracking differently. So just make sure when you're doing this, you double check. The brown one coming from the connector is positive, black one is negative, and just make sure your wires are aligning to positive, negative to negative. You have to flip it. If you need to, just do it. I had to do it. So if you see, the negative coming from the connector actually is a positive, so I kind of flipped that. So just make sure that's aligned, and then let's go ahead and put this plastic piece again. Just slowly wiggle it in, and it should go in. Make sure you align these ones here. So let's go ahead. So this side looks okay. Let's go ahead, take a look, make sure this is gonna be on top. So looks like this side is okay as well. Once that is done, take these 5 plastic nails or whatever you want to call it. Let's go ahead and put that in here. So all it does is goes in and push this, and it should just click in place. So give me 1 second. Yeah, so you just push it back up, this thing, and just like that, and then you push in here in its place. So I might have cable on the other side, that's why it's kind of giving me grief, but yep, that's in place now. Same thing for these ones. So we pushed it in to take it out, so I'm gonna push it up a little. It's a bit difficult to do it with one hand, but this is the position you want it in, and go ahead, align it in its place, and then clip. Same thing here. Let's push it up and then align this and push it back. It's actually very easy system they have in here. Same thing here, push, and then the last one, push a little bit so it comes out. And these are all made of plastic, so just be careful as you're doing it. Can be very annoying if you happen to break one. All right, so this is all in place, and then we will go ahead and put the windshield on it. Once again, this works really good, looks good as well, fits in its place. This place is made for it, and when I press, it's gonna turn on. That's the battery voltage. All right, I'll go ahead and put the windshield in. It will depend on, basically, if you have a stock one, then just 4 screws. For me, since I have a different one, it will probably be a little more work, but easy one. So that's all for now. Thank you very much for hanging out here on my channel. I appreciate that, and we'll be back with the next video. Have a good one. Take care.